to God Save the Show 2 episode. Dessler and Rafi.
Hi,
Rafi. I just said hi and you did not answer.
I am Rafi. Hello.
Good lord. Okay, and as I was saying, today's topic is end of the world. And I'm gonna start with military. Basically, today we decided to do a large amount of streaming, or well, I shouldn't say streaming so much as it is for trying to get stuff together on Daisy and making it work. Didn't quite.
All running about crying because DayZ Origins is fucking terrifying.
Yes, it is. Daisy Origins is terrifying. It's one of those games that really does make me want to cry in a corner.
And actually has done about 3 times tonight.
It has,
so
hasn't
far.
it? It really does. It's one of those,
That's you know what's just occurred to me.
What?
I've now been playing DayZ for 12 hours straight.
Oh, have you? Oh my god.
Wow, that's
I did not realize that we had done that. Holy fucking shit. Wow, have we actually spent that much time on Daisy today? Oh my god.
Back at about 6:30 p.m. So, and it's 6:30 a.m. now.
Holy shit. Well now. So, as we were talking about Daisy earlier, we have a great love of military and weapons, and we have decided to designate ourselves in certain...
love of them.
Okay, so we...
They an interest. I think it's more PC.
I guess. I mean, for...
I don't get labelled as Texans immediately, so that's what it is.
We don't want to get labeled as Americans. No, we don't.
No, not Americans, just Texans. I mean, not all Americans. Let's just hope we didn't have too much of a Texan fan base, otherwise,
No, well, it doesn't matter. I have a fan base that's coming out of Australia, so you know, it's all cool.
Oh, beautiful.
I know, it's awesome. But yes, we decided
Australia.
Australia would be nice if we didn't have killer spiders. But I digress. We were talking about weapons, and we decided to designate ourselves as I guess certain classes. I'm a marksman. Rafi's a
running in while screaming and holding the trigger down, I believe, is the official name.
My favorite little weapon is the DMR. The DMR is epic. Beyond my wildest dreams.
I've got more grenade launchers.
You've got 2 of them. You've got so many grenade launchers.
I have 2 grenade launchers and 2 smoke grenades. Like it was a wimpy thing.
Oh, just so you know, Rafi, I picked you up a couple of smoke grenades. They're sitting in a base over there.
Were they M203s?
No, they were actual smoke grenades.
Please proceed to gate.
Oh, okay. I think I picked one up as well, actually.
Oh, okay, well, if that's the case, then, you know, you're set up with your smoke grenades. I'm sorry I didn't find you any actual frags.
I'll just run in screaming 420 blazer bitches and take out all the zombies. That's my battle plan.
Oh. But yeah, no,
It took a very long time to think it out.
Okay, so what is your favorite gun? Or your favorite weapon?
Oof. That is a very difficult question to answer. Well, it depends, really, on many things. Well, the personally have quite an affection for the. Oh my god, I see a player. Okay, this is scary. Anyway, I have quite an affection for the AK-47.
In real
I've always
life?
found it to be very nice. Yeah, it's a simple weapon.
Oh wow, I didn't know that you actually like the AK. See, I'm gonna pull the
I'm
Canadian
half
thing.
because they cost like £50 there, so.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say, I'm gonna pull the Canadian thing, and I'm gonna say that I really, really enjoy the Canadian C7. No, not the. Well, you could make a moose a weapon. You could make it a weapon.
The weaponized moose.
No, I was gonna say that.
How, like the rest of the world are like using ICBM nukes. Canada's like, no, we got meese. Meese? Mooses.
No, it's actually
So
it's
meese.
moose. It's moose. You
How about
can't.
meeses?
Mises, there is no such word.
Moose-eye.
Sorry.
Sounds like a prophet.
I don't know, but I'm gonna pull out the Canadian card, and I'm actually gonna say that I really, really enjoy the C8. Actually, the C8 weapon is a weapon platform based off. It's the Canadians' version of the M4A1 platform, but it's made by Colt Canada.
The same as the M4, it just instead of making firing sounds, you just hear the word sorry repeated over and over again if you pull the trigger.
Only you would say something like that, Raph. But no, I mean,
Because
gun
I am
is...
the only one enlightened with the truth.
Well, no, see, the thing is about the C7, the C7 and C8 is that it's actually a lot more reliable than the M4, and I know a lot of Americans are gonna disagree with me due to the fact that it's they have that huge American pride going for them, right? But like, quite honestly, the weapon itself is so much sturdier, so much better than the American M4. It is one of the top built, I think, in my opinion. And to compete with the M24 platform with the Americans is the C14 Timberwolf. Or is it the... Yeah, it's a C14 Timberwolf. Gorgeous weapon, gorgeous weapon. My god. I wish that I had the money to get one, but alas, I don't. So.
And I see, because I live in Britain, I don't have much time to divulge myself in the beauty of weapons. So I think one of the most beautiful machines I've ever seen, or my dream car, as it were, Pagani Zonda F Roadster.
See, but that's
Beautiful car.
See, the thing is, that's not a weapon,
Quad
though.
exhausts at the back. It can be if I hit someone with it.
Only you, only you.
Well, you never know. Probably happen at some point.
Probably.
One of those inevitabilities in life, along with, I don't know, hula hoops.
I don't even want to know how you can die by hoops.
No, you don't have to die. They're just one of the inevitabilities in life. Hula hoops. As it says in the Bible, I believe. And cometh hula hoops.
Kind of just want to laugh now.
Well, my guy is still running. The guy's like quads must be the henchest. Like,
Oh my god.
he's all muscle. Like seriously, we could make a lactic acid factory out of this guy.
That would be hilarious. No, it's... I love the C14 Timberwolf. I mean, it's the Canadian platform for, the M24. I mean, the M24 is evolved into some platform, so... No, it's competitive.
Well, I think that really my weapons experience kind of, in terms of with regular things, I guess it kind of extends as far as softs because of gun laws and such here. Which I'm pro the anti-gun. One second, now let me think about this sentence. I am happy with the laws that we have here in terms of gun relation. Oh, fucking words, come on, bastards. Yeah, I don't know. I find it relatively unnecessary to have guns in my house. It'd be cool, but lots of things would be cool. If having wings would be cool.
Yeah, it would.
But something I can't do, so man up, I guess. Or in Dessa's case, alien up.
Oh, shut up. Speaking of aliens.
A up.
A up. Okay, so...
Oh, speaking of aliens, oh god, are we going to...
I don't know. I don't know if I want to show them the aliens. That was terrifying in itself.
I think we have to wait for a video for that.
Yeah.
We'll get you a video of that soon. We won't let anything else know. Just there are aliens coming.
That's all you need to know.
And they're
I guess we should
fucking terrifying.
We should also do the haunted house too. The haunted house.
Oh god, no. We're dropping down in Peaches for that, I think. Oh, sorry, for everyone that's lost here, this is all stuff on Desert Origins. And, oh shit, my guy's like to die of thirst. I have a bicycle!
There you
Holy
go.
shit, fear me, bitches.
So we're currently trying to make our way to a flying fortress type deal. But
Not the B-17 Long Fortress as I previously thought it was. It's literally just a platform with a shit ton of rotor blades on it.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on from the whole military aspect. We're actually gonna go on and move on to a topic that kind of affects everyone in the... Yes, and then...
AIDS.
No, Raph, it is not AIDS.
When will it be time for that though? I think we really need to focus our energy on that.
Oh, we're not even go.
Okay.
Go in. Christ.
Oh, lovely, yes. The thunderstorm
Lovely.
on my doorstep.
For those that don't pay attention, channel information, Rafi, Britain.
Which is in Europe, in case you're American. Europe is also a continent that houses the glorious state of Ukraine. I think state is actually the right word. I believe nation or country would be the correct word for that.
Okay.
Please forgive me. I will pay you back with things that do not need to be discussed on the internet.
So he'll pay you back with his tea, basically.
Oh my god. I never thought you were going to say the word out loud on this broadcast. That's too risky, you know. I can't be doing that kind of stuff. You're
Come on,
just a load of
Raph.
very well-spoken pirates in top hats. Radial Twitch and just be like, "Arr, give us some of your tea, me young gentleman." I cannot do a pirate accent apparently.
No, you can't.
The things we learn.
No, basically, the whole Ukraine crisis possibly happened here, and seeing I had applied back to the military, not on going back, and I actually waited to go back, so see what happens. Looking at what go on, what go
Essentially,
wrong.
what's supposed to be happening is that what happened was Ukraine, for people that haven't seen or heard anything about this, Ukraine had pretty much they had a vote, essentially, to decide whether or not the country would be sticking more with the EU, or whether it would be going more towards the Russian side of politics. Of course, the president was very much affected by President Putin.
Putin? You know what's funny? His name might as well be like Poutine.
President Putin, as his name is, as we all know.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he basically a lot of people in Ukraine were not for this joining with Russia because if you can become part of the EU, there are a lot of benefits associated with that. Of course, there are benefits of going with Russia as well, but they're completely different. And I think that the way that, in terms of learning different languages and things like that, it's a lot easier to access things like that in Europe as opposed to in Russia, because Russia is pretty much its own continent. So it's
but the problem with
very, very cut off.
See, the thing that is going on with that part of that is it's
Well, not all of the people. A lot of the people, most of the young people. The elder generations, yeah, the elder generations tend to want to stay with Russia because when they were growing up, Russia would have been, a collection of Soviet states, of which Ukraine, I think, was one of them. And so they would have been much more used to that idea. But of course, the young people they can see the benefit in being part of Europe a lot more than they can see the benefits of being part of Russia, and so they didn't like that. So there was mass rioting. Started about a year ago. Yeah, that was a bunch of
especially after
rioting.
they kicked
A lot of people died. Yeah, the president now. Also, Destar, I'm like at the islands.
I guess we might. W. Kind of. John.
I mean, personally, I don't know what the nuclear deterrents of other countries are. I know that here in Britain we have the Trident system, which is submarines that are basically in unknown locations around the globe where if Britain gets hit by a nuclear strike, they will hit wherever the nukes came from, which is very nice.
Thing is, okay. Shit.
Alright, well that's it. How long can you get until you get onto the day's head, or should I just go back to base? Alright. But yeah, I think with the situation in Ukraine, it's very unlikely to go to something nuclear. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be like a repeat of Georgia, where essentially the Western world stood around, gave them a load of sanctions, and did fuck all else because it's Russia, and Russia alone are powerful, but they're also supported to an extent by China. Although China, quite interestingly, have been anti-Russia with this whole Ukraine thing, which has been a very interesting thing to see.
They have been, but also been. Chicken.
Well, I mean, they do a lot of trading with Europe and the US, especially with Europe, because they have a lot of our oil, almost all of the oil, natural gas used in Europe is basically taken out of Russia. But the thing is, Russia being such a large powerhouse, there's nothing that the West can really do apart from impose sanctions that the banks will anyway ultimately ignore, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Actually, what's kind of disappointing, I shouldn't say Russia. After Nuke, they said it. We can take I've done on could out.
In the same way that the US could do the same thing. The US, I think the people who have the amount of nuclear yield to be able to do that are people like Russia, the US. I think Britain do, I'm not sure. China probably do, although China would be very good at
I don't
keeping
think
things
China. I don't actually.
They've proven that they do have them. Proven that they have them. They showed it when they launched a nuclear missile at a satellite, an unused satellite, in low Earth orbit to prove that they had nukes and that they could have them and use them against satellites. That was about 3 years ago.
That one.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Terminator. Humanity to
Flight 291 is now boarding. All passengers, please proceed to Gate 4.
because I. Skynet took our back and that. John. I really liked her. I just don't come world Skynet and they're building totally something.
I don't see why that should scream anything more wrong than the fact that Google are literally doing things such as they've started off Google Loon. Actually, I don't know if they started off, but Google Loon is a product they've been thinking of. It's basically used to get Wi-Fi to slightly further out parts of the world, and what they're using balloons and
I remember that.
solar-powered drones. Yeah, to Wi-Fi, which Google, I think, is a very, very powerful force. No, I don't think they're not the kind of people who are going to really turn against us. I don't think anyone in this day and age would be clever enough.
American company.
Thankfully, I don't think Terminator will happen. That's what I'm saying.
Thinking about Skynet, AI. I don't know. Actually, was... Environment. Happen.
Well, I think
Canada.
thankfully it would be that making a self-aware artificial intelligence is pretty much impossible. I mean, we don't understand how the human brain works. We can't even begin to start doing things like that. And
Something. A big AI could something.
not of that level. I think people, thanks to movies like Terminator, there are a lot of people who are too scared of technology to be able to give anything like that much power. Although I see that, although there are AIs that do have what may consider to be equivalent power. For example, the AIs that run things like computer networks and there's this thing in the US, and it's also here in Britain, and I'm sure it's in many other countries as well, where you have basically the way that the internet is carried is through cables which are owned by certain very large companies. There are no small companies. It's all, big monopolies, and I think there's a lot of, of course there are computers running quite a lot of the parts of that to be more efficient. That is the biggest threat, and that won't really have any effect, I don't think. Nothing can really happen from that. The very strange thing about the whole monopolies is that it's very much counter to. Well, everyone thinks of the US as a very capitalist nation, and well, especially maybe 50 years ago. I'm not so sure about that today, though, because if you look at it, there it is run by monopolies, and that's not what capitalism is. Capitalism is the idea that people are able to build their own small businesses and make money out of that, and then when they get increased, if they have increased customers, they can increase their output and therefore earn more money. That's how capitalism is supposed to work. However, what happens in reality, it would seem, is that various monopolies have so much power and they end up paying off essentially these small companies. There's no space for companies to grow. For example, you would never see a small for example, a small fiber optic cable company that provide internet. You do not have small internet service providers. It doesn't exist because of these monopolies that exist that block out any chance of that. And it's a very strange way to live. Very unfair on a lot of people.
I don't know. I like the idea. That kind of.
Well, that's right. I'm ready for you on Desert whenever you are, so.
Okay, well, we're gonna quickly wrap up this episode. Becoming a bit of. I cannot take grief. Fuckers. Yeah, I guess. Talk about. Finding this down. I guess another. That happening. Be kind of like day after tomorrow. Would you look at that? Coming to bite us in some ways it is biting. Yes. Have a lot of this stuff that is happening. see caps melt, seeing seeing ocean levels rise, we're seeing the side kind of in crack. Now is especially up in my got a lot of we have a lot of earthquakes that are happening, and we've had a number of large ones that have happened, and it is kind of scary that it's happening on this level. I mean, I don't know about you. You probably won't get it as much as we do, or we will here in Canada, or where I'm located, Raffi. But we're waiting for the big fucking earthquake. We're waiting for the one to wipe us out.
I think there was actually a very interesting thing that I was reading about that I think was only really, well, of course it's something that has been being noticed for the last few years, but there was an article I was reading that there is an ice shift, sorry, an ice, oh god, what was the word they used? Essentially there's a very large amount of ice in the North Pole that has, due to rising atmospheric temperatures, whatever reason that may be, has melted, and because that's fallen into the sea, scientists have said that it is now inevitable that sea levels will rise, and
Yeah.
you cannot ignore global warming anymore.
Well, no, it's funny because a lot of people
have been very skeptical about.
Well, you know where the big skepticism is? The big skepticism is in the United States. I'm sorry, I have to put it out. The United States, the people there do not think that global warming is happening.
I think it's a bit generalization to say that everyone there doesn't think, but there are.
Well, no, okay, well, yeah, I'll give you that one. But for the big part, I mean, okay, we'll look back to the previous administration prior to Obama, George Bush. He did not sign the Kyoto Accord. Kyoto Accord was designed and made so that people could come together, talk about global warming, figure out a solution to try and bring it down. And yet, he didn't sign it, he didn't want to do anything. He believes that there is no global warming. And that brings me up to my next topic, religion, and the people that believe the Earth is created in 7 fucking days. That pisses me off. I'm sorry. I
think it's one thing to talk about global warming and start getting irritated at someone's religion. I don't think anyone really has a place to get irritated at religion. There is no real place in the world to get irritated on what someone else believes. It's not anyone else's business, in my opinion. I don't see it. People can be ignorant. Let them be ignorant. It's what they believe. I don't understand why people have to go around and not let them be happy.
Yeah, well, I just hate the fact that people try to rub it in. I was watching a video between Bill Nye and this guy who is a creationist, and he believes that the Earth was created in 7 days, and that dinosaurs were around 2,000 years ago. And I'm looking at this, and I'm watching this guy, and I'm like, are you for real? Do you not look at carbon dating? Do you not look at the viable proof that there are things that are older than us? That there are things that, we can't explain. It's like, I don't know. It just bugs me about that one. And in some ways, I want to crawl into a corner and cry, but at the exact same time, I can't do that because, no, I do understand that there are people that have their religion and that they believe what there is for them. But I just hate that when people try to push it on me that, religion is the way, religion is, what everyone should follow. It's like, and it bugs me when people say that there are, there is one true God, and God is going to rise up and bring all of his true believers to the next New Jerusalem or the new whatever the hell that place is called. Or whatever the fuck
I think you're focusing a very small minority of people who do focus on trying to spread their ideas, which I think...
Well, it must be a very, very large group where I am, because they're, like, everywhere. They're trying to convert me, and it's like, Spurgeon, no. Go away.
Well, I think I can't really say anything bad about them, because I think it's a very brave thing to try and stand up for what you believe in. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with them.
Have you not had Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house and be like...
I have, and I admit, when I talk to them, because I find them extremely interesting people. When you find someone compelled by any faith whatsoever, it is a very, very interesting conversation that you have with them, because they believe with such conviction, and it just helps you understand how people think, which is something I'm very, very big on.
There's a difference between a conviction like that and going to someone repeatedly saying, if you do not join us, you are going to go and burn in hell. And I've been told that repeatedly.
Well, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you because you don't care about hell. You don't believe it in hell, so it doesn't matter to you. Just ignore them.
Yeah, if it was, maybe the first 3 or 4 times, it wouldn't be so bad. When it gets to, like, the 26th time, that's a whole different story, Raph. That is a whole different story.
I don't understand how it can get to you when someone's coming up to you and telling you that you will go to a place that you don't believe in. That's like me insisting to you that you will go to Neverland at some point. That will never get on the road because you don't believe in that. I may believe in it, but that's on my conscience and not on yours.
You believe in Netherland, hey? Did not know that one.
Well, it was an example.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap this episode up fairly quickly because I would like to be able to get our bus back. And for those that are watching, I thank you so much for watching. I ask that you come back tomorrow. We will have another interesting episode of...
which will probably end up with a religious debate again, which will be fun.
It probably would be a religious debate, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, they're the best. I
just ask that you come back tomorrow. We should be doing it a little bit earlier on than what's going on right now. And if you check on the YouTube channel, I don't know if I put the link up or not. If I haven't put the link up, I will do so. We're going to have a couple of upcoming YouTube videos. And we're going to have a surprise for you guys. We're going to have an interesting surprise. And we're not going to tell you what it is. Because 1, it's horrifying, and 2, I'm probably going to have nightmares about it tonight, again. And 3... yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? And, we hope that you enjoy our surprise. We hope that you come back and watch our show. This is a new thing. It's a new project that we're putting together. This is only episode 2. This will be going directly into YouTube in a little bit. And, yeah, tomorrow's game shall be, let's say, we're gonna go back to Left 4 Dead, Raph?
Perhaps. We shall think about it.
Okay. Well, we'll let you know what the game is. Obviously, those that have added and subscribed, I don't know if I've got the subscription thing worked out yet or not. You will know. You will find out. You will get our little email saying, "Come watch us!" And,
so I will appear at your door.
Yes, Rafi will appear at your door, and he will stalk you.
No, not stalking. That's just...
And, yeah. We shall have our surprise video up in about, a day, and we shall see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. God save the A.